From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. We have tracked a few sprinkles this morning within the Tri-Cities, and as we take a look at the radar, you can see that this band of rain and snow is really dissipating as it starts to move into the blues, and so just a few light showers at this point in Benton, Franklin, Morrow, and Umatilla counties, but this is mostly moved out of our viewing area at this point. Right now, current temperatures are sitting right at freezing in the Kittitas Valley, a little bit above freezing in the Yakima Valley, and we're about consistently 4 to 5 degrees above freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, a little bit colder than that in Walla Walla, but all of us are going to need to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. You might need to break out the ice scraper this morning in the Kittitas Valley. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. We'll have more gloom for today and tomorrow. Mountain snow looking likely for Friday. Much drier in a Saturday, and will be much drier again in the next week. And I'll tell you how much snow we're expecting from this storm system coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a woman in Sunnyside dies and a burglary investigation is underway. What led up to the arrests of 2 men? And a sheriff's office facing a lawsuit for claims they're violating civil immigration rights. Plus a fire at a Richland apartment complex last night. What we know so far.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. New this morning, firefighters respond to a fire at an apartment building in Richland. Fire officials say they responded to the River Point Apartments in the 2500 block of Dupertail Street just after 9 o'clock last night. When firefighters got to the scene, they could see smoke coming from one of the apartments on the top floor. The fire was put out quickly and the area opened for ventilation. Part of Dupertail Street was shut down while firefighters and Richland police worked the scene. At this time, it's not known if anyone was hurt, and the cause of the fire is not yet verified. It took about 2 hours for crews to finish their work. 1 person is dead and 2 others are under arrest after a shooting in Sunnyside. Authorities say the call for help came in just before 3:30 in the afternoon in the 1600 block of North Avenue. When they got to the scene, officers say they found a female with a gunshot wound in a car at the intersection. She later died of her injuries. Authorities say officers were later called to a home near the homicide scene in the 400 block of Rouse Road. When officers arrived, they say the homeowners had captured 1 suspected burglar, but they say another one was carrying a gun and had gotten away. Through their investigation, authorities say they learned a male burglar was tied to the homicide scene and he was arrested. Authorities then called in the Yakima Police Department and the Yakima County Sheriff's Office K-9 units and began searching the area. At 10:20 p.m., police say the second male suspect was arrested. The Washington State Patrol and Grandview Police also assisted in the search. Authorities have not released the names and ages of the people involved. We'll continue to bring you updates. In Pasco, 1 of 2 kidnapping suspects are in custody. Police say Darren Burden was arrested. On Friday, we told you that the Kennewick Police Department were on the hunt for Burden and Leah Graham, who were wanted for a December 17th kidnapping and robbery of an adult in Kennewick. Acting on a tip received by Pasco police, cops located Burden in the 1600 block of Rhodes 30 in Pasco. As for the other suspect, 34-year-old Leah Graham, also wanted for kidnapping and robbery, is still on the run. So if you know anything, call 911. The Adams County Sheriff's Office in Washington State facing a lawsuit over claims they repeatedly violated state law and civil rights by handing people suspected of civil immigration violations over to U.S. Border Patrol solely at their request. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the lawsuit is filed by the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project on behalf of a man who experienced this firsthand.
The lawsuit stems from a case back in March of 2023, where a man suspected of having a stolen vehicle in Adams County was arrested and held in the Franklin County Jail. The lawsuit claims Serafin Rangel Sembrano told them he had permission to use the vehicle and, when cleared of all charges, he should have been released from custody.
But what they instead did was, based on some sort of request from the U.S. Border Patrol, they transported him the 70 miles or more from the Franklin County Jail back up to Ritzville to hand him over to U.S. Border Patrol.
The lawsuit argues they violated his Fourth Amendment rights, state laws against false arrests and discrimination, and the Keep Washington Working Law passed in 2019, which restricts local law enforcement's involvement in immigration cases.
You can't collect information about a person's citizenship or immigration status. Local law enforcement can't detain someone on a request from ICE or CBP. If someone's simply unlawfully present here in the country, that's a civil immigration violation that places like Adams County have no authority to enforce. They shouldn't be getting involved.
The exceptions, if there's a warrant signed by a judge or if Homeland Security requests help in a criminal case related to immigration, like sex or labor trafficking. But the lawsuit cites research from the University of Washington Center for Human Rights, including a 2022 letter from the state attorney general to the Adams County Sheriff's Office, noting that since the Keep Washington Working Law went into effect, quote, staff in your office contacted federal immigration officials at least 212 times to share non-publicly available information pertaining to hundreds of individuals in custody at the Adams County Jail.
Showing that this individual case isn't isolated, it's a repeat problem. They're spending local government funds to detain and transport people that have long lived in their jurisdictions for a federal agency for a civil offense. That makes no sense. It is a waste, I think, of taxpayers' dollars to be doing this.
Northwest Immigrant Rights Project says the goal of the lawsuit for their client to be able to hold Adams County accountable for what happened to him.
I think that ultimately would mean two things. One, it would mean recompense for our client for the dignity harms, emotional harms that he suffered because of what happened, and that Adams County won't do this anymore to other people going forward. So it will result in policy changes and training to make those policy changes clear to Adams County Sheriff's Office personnel.
We've reached out to the Adams County Sheriff's Office and the County Board of Commissioners, but have yet to receive a response. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. On Tuesday, it marked 1 full year since Walla Walla Fire engineer Ryan Pleasance, who was just 41 years old, died on duty. This is a video of his memorial, which was held at Walla Walla Community College. On the morning of January 7th, 2024, Pleasance, while working a 48-hour shift, was found deceased in his bed at Fire Station 1 from an apparent heart attack. After nearly a decade at the district's helm, Superintendent Dr. Wade Smith has informed the Walla Walla School Board of his decision to step down at the conclusion of the school year, effective June 30th. The district says he has accepted a consulting position with a prominent firm specializing in educational capital planning and professional services. Dr. Smith joined the district in 2016. The board has 2 meetings scheduled this week to select a consultant to lead the search, after which the public input process will begin. Yakima Valley College is offering free workshops to help families fill out federal and state financial aid applications, even if the student isn't going to YVC. The workshops on how to fill out the FAFSA or WAFSA, offered monthly through May at the YVC campuses in Yakima and Grandview. The events happen with refreshments and staff and volunteers available to help step by step in either English or Spanish.
Some schools, depending on where you attend, they may have what we call institutional aid or scholarships that they can offer, and sometimes those are offered on a first come, first served basis. So the earlier you get your application in and the processing starts, the more opportunity you may have.
The first workshops are set for January 21st at the Grandview campus and January 29th in Yakima. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Kraken Game of the Week. Our Dan Hansen has the story. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
We like this.
Yeah, we love it.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turn down.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com to learn more about no interest, no payments for 12 months.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
There's always a reason to celebrate on Live with Adrian Brody from The Brutalist, plus Pamela Anderson from The Last Showgirl, and Allie Larder from Landman.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Dad, I'm crawling home because I need a place to stay until I find a job.
You could go back to law school. That's always been your dream.
That was your dream for me.
You like to argue.
You do love to argue.
You might as well get paid for it.
The 3 Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you what some of our passes look like for this morning. Starting off at US 2 at Stevens Pass. It's a little slushy. Traction tires are advised. Now we'll slide down to US Highway 12 in Yakima County at White Pass. Also slushy. Traction tires advised here as well. And then we'll take a trip over to the Blue Mountains, where for I-84 at Cabbage Hill there are spots of ice. You do have to carry chains. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, it is just mimicking what we saw at Cabbage Hill. Spots of ice. You also have to carry chains. Now I'll take it back down to lower elevations for today. Here's your day planner. You can see by 7 this morning, should be mostly dry. Can't rule out a few sprinkles lingering in the basin and also in the foothills. Then by lunchtime, we should be dry. It's going to be gray. It's going to be cold. It's going to be the same thing by 4 p.m. So that's really going to be the storyline for today, as we're going to have seasonal high temperatures. Will be gray, will be cold, winds will be light, but we are tracking, well, similar weather as we had into Thursday, but then there's this storm system into Friday and Saturday. That one looking interesting, as it could bring us some mountain snow. Not much doing for lower elevations, but I'll tell you how much mountain snow we're expecting, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Apple Valley News Now is home to the Seattle Kraken. The new year hasn't been kind to Seattle. The guys haven't won a game since the ball dropped on the new year. The Kraken hit the road to face a team trending up. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen has this week's Kraken Game of the Week.
The Kraken are barely treading water. Seattle sits in second to last place, looking to right the ship and find their first win of 2025. The Kraken only lost to the Blue Jackets 2 times in the 7 times the two teams faced off, with their most recent win against Columbus coming back in November. Seattle is on a 3-game losing streak, being outscored 11-7. Head coach Dan Bilesma says the team needs to play better.
get your heads up and play. Expect what we can expect from the Columbus Blue Jackets, which is their D are real active, their D are down on the walls, and we need to make a hard play. We need to make a competitive play, get by them, and you're going to get an opportunity to score.
In the last matchup against Columbus, Seattle won 5-2. Brandon Tanev took matters into his own hands, scoring 2 goals on the way to the win. The Kraken have had success against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the past. Seattle's Jared McCann says even though they lost their most recent game to the New Jersey Devils, there were some good things the team can build upon.
We had some good offensive zone time that, guys were changing well and sustaining that. We did create a lot and right direction.
On the other bench, Columbus comes off a win against the St. Louis Blues, scoring 6 goals on 39 shots. Seattle will look to contain Columbus forward Sean Monahan, who has 29 points in his last 25 games, including 8 goals and 21 assists. It won't be easy as Joey Daccord, who arguably has been Seattle's best goalie this year, is still out from an upper body injury. Philip Grubauer, who hasn't been very consistent this year, will mind the net against Columbus. He holds a record of 5-11-1 on the year. The Kraken and Blue Jackets face off in Columbus at the Nationwide Arena Thursday at 4 p.m. right here on Apple Valley News Now. Dan?
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Tesla is under investigation by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration for one of its self-driving features. That story is coming up.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
It's not what you park in your driveway that makes it home. At McCurley, we understand that. And that's why we go beyond the transaction to provide a complete ownership experience. Because it's the people, the experiences, and the memories awaiting you that make it home. And your vehicle is how you get there.
Drive home in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 for only $519 a month.
Got the perfect setup moving into the point.
Apple Valley News Now, the #1 most watched morning TV station in town.
Now that's good.
How do I look?
We're doing it.
We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I just wanted to talk about today's rain chances real quick. A few light showers are possible before 10 a.m. This could result in a period of freezing rain for I-90, I-84 in the lower Yakima Valley. However, accumulations will likely be insignificant. So that's really going to do it for today. I do want to say this about today, as it's going to be cold, it's going to be gray. These high temperatures are going to be fairly seasonal for early January. Now we pivot to tonight, which should be a dry night and a cold night, as overnight lows are mostly going to be down into the 20s and 30s. So pretty much all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. Okay, we'll have a similar forecast into Thursday, even drier, and then there's the storm system that we're tracking for Friday into Saturday. The bulk of this is actually going to be on Friday, but we could see, 1 to 3 inches of snow for I-90 and I-84. Probably more for Oregon 204, US 2, US 12, and US 97, but this is not looking like it's going to be the kind of storm system where we see, chain requirements and pass closures galore. And there's not going to be that much moisture with this storm system, less than 1/10 of an inch of liquid water for the valleys, basin, and foothills, 1/10 to 1/4 for the Blues, and 1/2 to 3/4 for the Cascades. So the Cascades clearly going to be the winner. Okay, there's another storm system that we're tracking in a Sunday, this one pretty weak, and then we'll turn even drier in a Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures go up for this weekend, and then they go back down into next week. I feel like we've seen that pattern now a few times over the past month or so. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances for Friday, warmer and drier for this weekend, then turning colder again next week. In Yakima, maybe a shower or two on Friday, then dry for Saturday and beyond, with colder highs returning by Monday. In Ellensburg, close to a 50-50 rain chance on Friday, but our pattern will turn dry and stagnant again for Saturday and beyond. In Hermiston, small chances for rain on Friday, drying out and warming up Saturday and Sunday, then colder by Monday. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely Friday, dry Saturday, a small shower chance for Sunday, then dry again for Monday and Tuesday.
In northern Oregon, Greyhound is discontinuing bus route service between Portland and Boise, Idaho, starting on January 16th, 2025. This means the Greyhound bus service will no longer be available in Pendleton. The city says there are regional and local bus services that can help with transportation in the area. Kayak Public Transit has routes to Hermiston, LeGrand, and Walla Walla. City of Pendleton bus service connects to Kayak Public Transit at Walmart. For routes and times, you can visit the City of Pendleton Transit website. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has launched an investigation into Tesla's parking retrieval feature called Actually Smart Summon. The feature allows owners to summon a car from a parking space without anyone being in the vehicle. The agency says it's aware of multiple crash allegations where the user was unable to prevent a collision. It's the latest probe by the federal safety regulator into self-driving features of Tesla vehicles. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, you might get goosebumps from this next story in our entertainment headlines.
There's two kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first. Always.
Dad, I'm crawling home because I need a place to stay until I figure out what the rest of my life looks like.
So, a couple of days.
Everyone is pumped for Shifting Gears, the much-anticipated can't-miss series.
So God, am I smiling again? How do people live like this?
With humor and heart.
You could go back to law school. That's always been your dream.
That was your dream for me.
You like to argue.
You do love to argue.
You might as well get paid for it.
Shifting Gears premieres tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota. Toyota has 25 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, more than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Friends star David Schwimmer is starring in a new and very different TV series.
I've heard that he's the worst character on Friends. That's what I've heard. I'm not a Friends fan, but yep, and you're gonna get goosebumps from this one. Rick Damigella reports.
Hey guys.
Hey, Dad.
I want you to have a really fun and also safe summer out here. I only have one rule. Stay out of the basement.
David Schwimmer stars in Goosebumps: The Vanishing.
I play this guy named Anthony, who's a botanist and a divorced dad of two fraternal twins. That would mean two, I think. Teenagers who have. He's at a challenging moment in his life when the show starts, right?
You finally processed the request.
Only took you 30 years.
Oh, what is that?
My brother's clothes from the night he died. I've never really had the opportunity as an actor to be in a scary, funny action piece of property. And these books are so loved. They're so universally loved. Anyone, when I was considering doing it and reading the script, I asked a few people, hey, have you heard of Goosebumps? And, and everyone to a person was like, you have to do it. Oh my God, Goosebumps? Are you kidding?
What's going on with that? I don't know.
Sentiments echoed by his on-screen twins.
I love stunts. Like, there were a lot of running scenes for me. It was fun. You get to like we've said this, like play pretend, be a little kid and like imagine like scary monsters because they're not there in real life.
Who knows how kids get these ideas? Too many horror shows on TV, I say.
Mm-hmm. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I remember in our library growing up, we had, at least a shelf dedicated to just Goosebumps books. Have you read them?
Yes, and there was this show, it wasn't Goosebumps, but it was created by R.L. Stine. It was called The Haunting Hour. Yeah. It was on one of those, it was on a channel called The Hub. Like, you had to have, the expanded cable package, but that was pretty good as well. Someone should dig that one up.
All right, Goosebumps: The Vanishing premieres this Friday on Disney Plus and Hulu. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, changes potentially coming to zoning in Kennewick. How this will impact local businesses. Plus, nearly $10 million are coming to the Port of Benton to make long overdue repairs on the rail line. How senators say this will impact the Tri-Cities. We'll be back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Tesla's remote parking features are under government scrutiny. Federal safety investigators are looking into at least a dozen complaints of crashes allegedly linked to Tesla's Smart Summon features. Remote parking is available in roughly 2.5 million Tesla vehicles. Next, Google is sending a software update to its Pixel 4a phones to address battery performance stability. But Google says the update could cause less battery life and reduce charging performance. It's offering owners a free battery swap, $50 cash, or a $100 credit for a new Pixel phone. And finally, Delta Airlines says high-tech upgrades are coming to its in-flight entertainment lineup. Changes include Bluetooth connectivity for passengers' personal headphones, new high-res screens, and free YouTube Premium. The changes are set to start rolling out next year. For me personally, I don't even use the in-flight entertainment. For me, it's just plain and simple. Those are your Tech Bites.
The guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
This game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom?
Fire! And if
you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. So get Allstate, save money and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
Time to press rewind with Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. It has derm-proven retinol expertly formulated to target skin cell turnover and fight not 1 but 5 signs of aging. With visible results in just 1 week. Neutrogena.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, so this 3-degree guarantee, Stacy was here yesterday.
Yes.
She made a guess. How did that turn out?
It hit. That was actually my guess, but anyway, it hit. And so now we just hit a big threshold with the 3-degree guarantee contest. The jackpot now up to $300. So we went with a forecast high of 39 degrees, the actual high 41 degrees, so it verified. And so yeah, now it's up to $300. That's 3 Benjamin Franklin. So here's what's at stake for today. I'm going with a forecast high of 41 degrees in Pasco. If the actual high falls between 38 to 44 degrees, that means that the jackpot is going to raise up even more, up to $325. But if my forecast goes bust, all $300 could be yours. To find out how to win that, go to applevalleynewsnow.com, click on the contest page, and scan the QR code. Okay, on to the radar now, as we have just a few light showers in the Blue Foothills and in the Blue Mountains. The basin mostly dry at this point, except for the basin that's part of our Oregon counties, but again, it's all pretty light stuff out there for this morning. Temperatures around freezing in Ellensburg and in Yakima, a little bit warmer than that in the lower valley, mid-30s in the lower Columbia Basin, and mid-30s, low to mid-30s in the foothills of the Blue Mountains. So all of us have to bundle up for this morning, but you might have to break out the ice scraper in the valleys. Here's your coat cast for today in the Tri-Cities, and you know, if you want to err on the side of caution, go with the rain jacket for this morning. But for the rest of the day, just heavy jacket stuff, as it is going to be cold out there. It's going to be gray. We're going to have seasonal high temperatures. And I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's gloomy forecast. And that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Is a zoning change in East Kennewick on the way? Monique Ledesma with Good Morning Northwest reports on, if approved, how it would help local businesses and where exactly the zoning change would happen.
The property owner of the zone area on 1838 and 1826 South Washington Street is looking for a different path for his property, so he's applying for a change of zone with the City of Kennewick's planning department. A Kennewick resident that is a small business owner near the area says that the zone change would allow for him to further his plans for more small businesses.
We're just small, just mom and pop, little coffee shops. We have a couple rentals, and this lot is just sitting there being vacant.
Currently, the property zone is set for commercial office. After this Monday's Planning Commission meeting, it is in the works to be changed to commercial general. So it will still stay a commercial zone, but with a more diverse commercial zone site. The Planning Commission is recommending approval for the zone change, and the City of Kennewick's planning manager, Steve Donovan, says this is the next stop for the potential zone change.
We'll take it to City Council within the next few weeks, and the City Council will make the final decision on whether to go along with what the Planning Commission recommended, or by approving the change of zone or denying it.
Donovan says the zone change can potentially bring more commercial activity to the area.
I mean, it's definitely will give the opportunity for more of those businesses or uses to take place at the site. So the potential is there, just because there's a wider range of uses that are permitted, that would be permitted there.
The Kennewick business owner says the zone change would also revamp the area.
Kennewick ugly is how they call it, that part of town. You can't do that, man. It's a great part of town. It needs some more development, and it needs more tax revenue. And we're getting all these, we got enough residential down there plus some. They have acres and acres of built residential stuff. Like he said, I gotta wait, if I was wanting to do something like that, for another 2 years, over 2 years, to even start anything.
If the zoning...
The mayor of Kennewick is issuing a proclamation that January 2025 will be recognized as National Mentoring Month. This is designed to raise awareness about the importance of mentors to young people and to encourage more individuals to become mentors. The founder of the Big Bro Joe Foundation, Joe Thornton, will be accepting the proclamation from Kennewick Mayor Gretel Crawford at tonight's City Council meeting. Thornton says he will be accepting on behalf of all of the mentors in our community.
Mentors don't typically do it for the accolades. We never say, hey, I'm mentoring, so you need to come give me this and that and the third. It's just more so the work that we put into our youth, to these kids out here. It shows and proves, and it's just exciting to know that we finally, have the city behind us, and we're able to bring more awareness to local mentoring programs.
Thornton says creating that awareness to mentoring takes a village, and having the honor to be recognized for this is big, not just for the programs in our area, but the community as a whole, to make the Tri-Cities area a better place. U.S. Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell are announcing over $56 million in total grant funding for Washington State under the Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity program. Locally, $9.56 million are going toward the Port of Benton's Southern Connection Rail Line Rehabilitation Project. Every year, 1.3 million tons of freight travel along the Port of Benton's 16-mile Southern Connection Rail Line. After the port makes long overdue repairs funded by this grant, more rail cars will be able to travel along the line. Cantwell says the modernized line promises to create new jobs in the Tri-Cities and get more trucks off the highway, too. Yakima County Fire District number 5 says they're in need of dispatchers. YCFD 5 says they are creating an eligibility list for dispatchers. They will then pull from applicants from that list to full, multiple full, and part-time spots. To apply, just visit their website, ycfd5.org/dispatch, and an application packet will be sent to you within 3 business days. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're introducing you to Louie, this week's Operation Best Friend star, and a check at your forecast is also coming up.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to the Toyota Center, and Apple Valley News Now is giving away 4 tickets, plus the chance to be the ball kid during warm-ups. Enter your child on the contest page at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Winners must be ages 6 to 12. Globetrotters, February 1st.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck, our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
My name is Will Lindsay. I do the dock. I put stuff out in the store too. And I've been here for about 7 years and a half now. And I went over to Pasco, the tall guy, Robert. I got introduced to him, and then he gave me the job. I like taking donations, and I like talking to people. I like the people come here, and yeah, this is a good place to work.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the extended New Year's super sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Or get 60 months no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro. The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Spread the word.
Apple Intelligence is personal, private, and oh so powerful, you dig?
And the all-new camera control will blow you away!
U.S. Cellular has the amazing new iPhone. Also, Doug ate all the office cake.
Show me the tape.
See the tape tonight at 10!
Right now at U.S. Cellular, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
I know what's going on. I've been praying that it wouldn't breach our walls. No one's getting past me. Behold, this is worse than I thought. It's just a tip of the trash can. This is gonna end in chaos. Trust me.
Dad, I'm crawling home because I need a place to stay until I find a job.
You could go back to law school. That's always been your dream.
That was your dream for me.
You like to argue.
You do love to argue.
You might as well get paid for it.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. This morning, very early this morning, there is a chance for some freezing rain up in the Cascades. I think we're going to be mostly dry for today, though. And below the Cascades in the Kittitas Valley, it's also going to be pretty gray up in the Cascades, but also gray in the Kittitas Valley. These highs will have a hard time making it to 40 degrees. Then in the Yakima Valley, for the upper Yakima Valley, should be dry and gray and cold. Then in the lower Yakima Valley, again, early this morning, can't rule out a little chance of some freezing rain. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, also a small chance of wet weather for this morning. The rest of the day should mostly be dry, and it's going to be overcast. High temperatures around 40 degrees. It's really going to be the same thing in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. Highs near 40, and also that little chance of freezing rain this morning on the Interstate 84. Now let's take a look at what our seasonal rainfall surpluses are looking like. We don't have to say surpluses or deficits anymore. It is just surpluses across the map. These are the surpluses we've been tracking for the season since October 1st, a 36% surplus in the Kittitas Valley, a 65% surplus in the Yakima Valley, up around 80% for the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. Once this gets to 100%, this means that we would have double the amount of rainfall we would typically expect for this time of the year. And then in the Blue Foothills, definitely a much more subtle surplus, but a surplus nonetheless.
All right, so Operation Best Friend is our way of helping connecting local pets who need a forever home.
This week, we're introducing you to Louie. He's a 2-year-old German Shepherd, so take a look.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services and the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
My name is Hannah and I'm with the Benton Franklin Humane Society, and today with me I've brought Louie. Louie is a 2-year-old German Shepherd and he is one of our newest residents. He has only been at the shelter for about a week. When he first came in, he was a little bit shy and he wasn't really sure. He's still been adjusting to the shelter, but within this past week I've really been able to see him grow while in the shelter. He came in from our Happily Ever After program, so that means he came in from another shelter where he was found as a stray. He's already been on an adventure with one of our volunteers. She took him out of the shelter so that way he can get a break and it's not so scary as he's adjusting. And she took him to go get a pup cup, which he really loved. He just jumped right into the car. He loves car rides. He loves to look out the window. He likes to say hi to everybody. He would love to be in a home where he gets lots of cuddles, where he walks around. He's very adventurous and is always up for an adventure. He likes to just hop right in the car. He would probably just enjoy long car rides and hikes and hanging out with you on the couch. Because he is still new, we're still working on some manners. He does know how to sit, he does know how to lay down, he does have pretty good leash manners, but we're still working on how to gently take treats because he's just so excited that he's getting some treats because he was a stray, so he's really excited to be getting anything yummy. If you are interested in Louie, you could come check him out at the shelter, or if you want to just volunteer and hang out with him, if you're not able to take him home just yet, you could come and send us an email or check us out. We are open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 4.
Louie is a cutie patootie. Oh my goodness.
Yes, and the fact that he doesn't gently take treats, like same here, you know.
That's a cute one. All right, incredible. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. US Cellular.
If your group or organization would like to receive job postings, contact our Human Resources Department, 509-735-8369 to request notices.
Apple Valley News Now open positions can be viewed on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. Can you hear it? That's the Vineyards of Central Washington. With a vintage for every taste, you're bound to find your new favorite. Meet the makers and hear the stories of how some of the greatest wine in the PNW came to be. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
There's always a reason to celebrate on Live with Adrian Brody from The Brutalist, plus Pamela Anderson from The Last Showgirl, and Allie Larder from Landman.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I just wanted to talk about the rain chances for today real quick. A few light showers are possible before 10 a.m. This could result in a period of freezing rain for I-90, I-84 in the lower Yakima Valley. However, accumulations will likely be insignificant. So that's going to do it for today, at least in terms of the rain chances. I did want to touch on the highs once again for today, as they're going to be pretty seasonal. It's going to be cold. Most of us are going to have a hard time making it to 40 degrees, and it will be a mostly overcast day. And then for tonight, overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s, so pretty much all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. If we did see fog, it would mainly be up in the Cascades, although we can't rule it out in the Kittitas Valley and for the Blue Foothills. Fog is very finicky to forecast for. Thursday is going to be a very similar day, and then as we head into Friday and Saturday, we have this storm system that could bring 1 to 3 inches of snow for Interstate 84 and I-90, but the bulk of this would fall into Friday. There could be a little bit more for Oregon 204, for US 2, US 12, and US 97, but I'm not thinking we're going to see like chain requirements or pass closures galore. There's not going to be that much moisture from this storm system, especially for lower elevations than the Blues. The Cascades are definitely going to be the winner, as they could see upwards of a ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of liquid water. There's going to be another weak little impulse into Sunday, but mostly dry as we head into next week, and also we're going to be cooling things off again. But that is going to be after we warm things up just a little bit, about 10 degrees above average for Saturday, but back down the temperatures go after that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances for Friday, warmer and drier for this weekend, then turning colder again next week. In Yakima, maybe a shower or two on Friday, then dry for Saturday and beyond, with colder highs returning by Monday. In Ellensburg, close to 50-50 rain chances on Friday, but our pattern will turn dry and stagnant again for Saturday and beyond. In Hermiston, a small chance for rain on Friday, drying out and warming up Saturday and Sunday, then colder by Monday. Then in Walla Walla, rain likely Friday, dry Saturday, a small shower chance for Sunday, then dry again for Monday and Tuesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's 5:49, time for the morning sprint. New this morning, fire officials say they responded to the River Point Apartments in the 2500 block of Dupertail Street just after 9 o'clock last night for a fire. When firefighters got to the scene, they could see smoke coming from one of the apartments on the top floor. Part of Dupertail Street was shut down while firefighters and Richland police worked the scene. At this time, it's not known if anyone was hurt. The cause of the fire is not yet verified also. One person is dead and 2 others are under arrest after a shooting in Sunnyside. Authorities say the call for help came in just before 3:30 in the afternoon in the 1600 block of North Avenue. When they got to the scene, officers say they found a female with a gunshot wound in a car at the intersection. She later died of her injuries. Authorities were later called to a home near that scene for a burglary on the 400 block of Rouse Road. Police arrested 1 man at the scene and another after a search of the area. Officials say they were found to be connected to the initial homicide. In Pasco, 1 of 2 kidnapping suspects are in custody. Police say Darren Burden was arrested. On Friday, we told you that Kennewick police were on the hunt for Burden and Leah Graham, who were wanted for a December 17th kidnapping and robbery of an adult in Kennewick. Acting on a tip received by the Pasco police, cops located Burden on the 1600 block of Road 30 in Pasco. As for the other suspect, police are still looking for 34-year-old Leah Graham, also wanted for kidnapping and robbery. The Greyhound is deciding to discontinue bus route service between Portland and Boise, Idaho, starting on January 16th, 2025. This means the Greyhound bus service will no longer be available in Pendleton. The city says there are regional and local bus services that can help with transportation in our area. Kayak Public Transit has routes to Hermiston, LeGrand, and Walla Walla. The City of Pendleton bus service connects to Kayak Public Transit at Walmart. After nearly a decade at the district's helm, Superintendent Dr. Wade Smith has informed the Walla Walla School Board of his decision to step down effective June 30th. The district says he's accepted a consulting position with a prominent firm specializing in educational, capital planning, and professional services. The board has 2 meetings scheduled this week to select a consultant to lead the search, after which the public input process will begin. In your national headlines this morning, the House of Representatives is passing the Laken-Riley Act. It was the first bill to get a vote,
on this vote,
by
the yeas are 264
Congress.
and the nays.
The legislation is named after a Georgia college student who was killed by an undocumented immigrant who was previously arrested for theft. It would require undocumented migrants who commit certain nonviolent crimes like theft or burglary to be detained. The Senate will likely take up the bill for the first time on Friday, but several Democrats would have to vote for the measure to clear the 60-vote threshold required to advance legislation. In your business headlines this morning, it's the beginning of Girl Scout cookie season, but the end is near for 2 flavors. The Girl Scouts of the USA announced the S'mores and Toastier cookies will be discontinued after this year. The organization did not reveal the reason for retiring the cookies, but it often refreshes the lineup. The S'mores debuted in 2017, and the French toast-inspired cookies rolled out in 2021. Nationally, the price of the boxes this year could range from $4 to $7. The Girl Scout cookies will be sold at booths starting this week and online starting February 21st. In your health headlines this morning, some Americans with medical debt could soon get a boost on their credit scores. Leading up to his final days in office, President Biden is finalizing a rule that will end the addition of medical debt on credit reports. If Congress doesn't rescind the rule, about 15 million people will have an estimated $49 billion removed from their scores. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says the rule will also ban lenders from using medical devices like wheelchairs or prosthetic limbs as collateral for loans. They also can't repossess them if patients aren't able to repay the loans. The rule will take effect 60 days after it's published in the Federal Register. All right, what's trending? Miss America 2025 has been crowned. Abby Stockard is from Alabama, and she won the title of Miss America during Sunday's pageant.
The event took place in Orlando, Florida. Stockard is 22 years old. She is a nursing student and a former cheerleader at Auburn University, which is my sister's alma mater, my dad's alma mater. My mom went to Auburn University in Montgomery, so War Eagle, as they say.
Go Alabama.
Yes.
She's been a lifelong advocate for cystic fibrosis, as inspired by her best friend, and has raised over $200,000 for CF research.
Just in time for dry January, actor Tom Holland's non-alcoholic beer brand is coming to Target.
So Barrow debuted in October, and Target is announcing that the product is hitting store shelves at about 1,400 U.S. locations this week. Holland recently spoke candidly about his struggle with sobriety and creating Barrow to feel included in social situations where people are drinking.
Some of Holland's fans have expressed frustration that Barrow is hard to find, so the company hopes the Target partnership will help with that. Last year, sales of non-alcoholic drinks jumped 27%, raking in more than $800 million.
I've seen that trend. We have some alcohol-free stores or locations, cafes around the Tri-Cities too. So it's a new trend.
Yeah.
Meta is making major changes to its content moderation.
In a statement, founder Mark Zuckerberg says Facebook and Instagram will get rid of fact checkers.
They will be replaced with community notes, which are user-generated. These adjustments come at the heels of President-elect Donald Trump's criticism of the platforms for what he said was the censoring of conservative-leaning opinions.
Zuckerberg says these changes could result in more harmful material being displayed on accounts.
Interesting. All right, we're going to see how that kind of rolls out over the next couple weeks, months.
Facts, you know.
There we go. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6 o'clock, a sheriff's office facing a lawsuit for claims they're violating civil immigration rights. Plus, Josh, what do you have for us in the next hour?
Well, here's a fact. I'll have the weather for you. I'll show you where we're tracking the remnants of rain and snow, and that's going to be coming up at 6.